everyone, and welcome to 404s of the World, a spin-off series of remarkable legends where I briefly cover the history of an engine numbered 404 in 4 minutes and 4 seconds. Continuing on the trend of 2-for-1s, we'll be combining two railroads that, although technically aren't related to each other, have many similarities based on several factors, namely the Lehigh, New England, and the New York, Ontario, and Western. I decided to combine the entries for both of these railroads since they're both in similar regions, have similar fates, have similar photo sources, and there isn't any particularly expansive info on the two late steam engines rostered by their respective railroads. So with all that out of the way, let's begin. Our story starts roughly 100 years ago. The US just won the Great War, and the economy is roaring, as the mighty American rail network is at its peak size, and railroads large and small across the country are purchasing brand new engines to handle an increase in passenger and freight traffic. This even includes intermediate railroads, whose purpose is to serve as feeder lines between other larger railroads, especially when it came to moving lucrative anthracite coal around the Northeast. The first of the two aforementioned railroads to purchase new power is the NYOW, who went to Alco to purchase a batch of engines from the engine builder's new venture. The smaller trains must now give way to something of stature. Behold, I give you now the Y class, following the newest trend of light and powerful superheated steam engines that can handle any task given to them. 404 was the last of 4 engines in the Y class to be purchased by the NYOW in 1922, as they were used for both passenger and freight trains across the railroad in upstate New York, as true mixed good engines. In fact, the NYOW was so impressed by 404 and its siblings that the railroad purchased another 16 almost identical engines in the following years and became the staple engine for the NYOW, with one of them, 405, even being semi-streamlined to pull their premier passenger train, the Mountaineer. But good things don't last forever, as a roaring party turned into a Great Depression, but luckily, rail traffic was still needed and new engines still had to be built. The neighboring Lehigh, New England Railroad in rural Pennsylvania quickly placed an understandably small order of Baldwin's newest venture in locomotive design, namely their F1 class with just 4 members built in total, with 404 once again being the last engine in the batch of just 2 engines in 1931. These engines were even stronger and less common 210 decapods, equipped with booster trucks that were activated for extra power when needed, as they were seen exclusively on long coal tracks across picturesque northeastern PA. Yet life continues to move on, as soon after introduction on their respective railroads, the country started further development into the next chapter of railroading with the innovative diesel locomotive, as more railroads were quickly dieselizing one by one. NYOW 404 was one of 5 Y-class engines that was sold to the Savannah and Atlantic Railroad in 1945 and renumbered to 446, but was scrapped just 3 years later due to dieselization, while LNE 404 was off the roster and scrapped by 1950. But since diesel engines run on oil instead of coal, many coal railroads were seen as obsolete, as both the New York, Ontario, and Western and the Lehigh, New England were one of a handful of railroads to be entirely abandoned upon their closures, mostly due to not offering any notably faster services when compared to better located competitors. Although there may be few physical remnants of these two railroads, their extensive histories and both of their 404s are thankfully well documented in the Donald W. Furler collection in the Center for Railroad Photography and Art, as even though these 404s are some of the last steam engines purchased by their respective railroads, they still showcase some of the latest technology in steam engine design during the last hurrah of these underrated railroads. Thank you again for watching. Credit for all the photos used go to their respective photographers, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Have a good day.